I think we're going.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some cutting.
Oops. I don't think. I do think that people watching this hopefully be looking at it for details more than production value, but.
But I'm gonna cut it for you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, I guess. So, what this I guess this is a interview with Ethan. My name's Thad, and just wanted to get this out there. I've seen a few things about this when he got started, and it's not too much. It's just a what's the word for something that's just one example, an anecdote for people. So, Ethan, what was your health problem?
I had severe asthma and severe allergies.
Okay. And I guess that's kind of leads into my next question. How bad was it? Like, what symptoms?
I had complete pass outs a few times. For sometimes it'd go around a week with very low to no functionality because I couldn't breathe very well. I had been on albuterol and salbuterol. Neither of them were helping. After a while, it was getting pretty bad.
Okay, I brought up medications. I guess I remember a mechanical device involved. Is that something you recommend to people, or
A CPAP machine with
yeah?
the HEPA filter. It certainly helped.
Okay.
It did as good as the inhaler sometimes, but caffeine is also an effective alternative to an inhaler.
I think establishing a little cred with the experience there. This is someone who's had asthma. Are you better now?
Definitely.
Okay. How much better? What are we talking?
I have not had any asthma problems in somewhere around 6 months.
Okay.
Whereas it was a very frequent occurrence before.
Okay. You did also list allergies in your symptoms.
The allergies are majorly improved, but not entirely gone like the asthma.
So it's not a cure-all or anything we're talking about, but the asthma that's a big deal. So
I don't know. Breathing's nice. It's a little overrated, but it's pretty nice.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. What do you think is responsible for this change in your health?
Well, you convinced me to go vegan, and as much as I hated it, it seemed to be able to breathe a whole lot better, and that's a pretty compelling factor to stick with it.
Okay. So it caused you, like, how immediate was it, do you think?
I don't know that it was all that immediate. It just sort of got better after a few months, a lot better, and then seemed to just go away. The big test the other day was I was at the neighbor's installing audio hardware for her, and she has a ridiculously dusty house. And dust had been a major asthma trigger for me in the past, and I had no problems. I could breathe fine, and I was there a few hours, and before 10-15 minutes in somewhere dusty would really mess me up for like a week or so.
Okay. I recall one detail that we're playing around with some chemicals or something that like trigger anything like asthma, or you just a little tickle like asthma, or
I have no clue what you're talking about. What chemicals?
Oh, the green flames.
Oh, I didn't have any. No, that was trimethylborate. I didn't have any problems from that.
Okay.
Smoke doesn't bother me nearly as much if I inhale a really large amount from something, but no, that wasn't much. That wasn't a problem.
Okay, I guess you brought up going vegan or something. Please define like a few details about this approach. What do you allow yourself to do, and what do you not allow?
Just stopped eating animal products almost entirely. Occasionally at my parents' I've still had some things, but I've associated when I did have things with having problems after that with my asthma again. By vegan, I'm in no way in support or condonance of animal rights. Okay. I don't really care about them. I wear leather and happily kill them, but I do think eating vegan is the best option for health.
Okay. So are we talking about, do you like eat all raw foods, or you
No, I
Be-
incorporate rice crackers and chips and other junk food into my diet now and then, but it is mostly a healthy diet with a lot of greens, mainly lettuce, romaine mostly, beans, rice, lots of garbanzo beans. I've taken a liking to them recently more so than usual. Um, it's generally a healthy diet. I don't know how much of it's raw. I eat a lot of lettuce. That's probably the most raw part of it all.
um, okay, so how about oils or anything like that?
Um, I don't have much oil.
Yeah, I I think I remember when we started. There's like oil in beans and rice and such. Um, that we
That was just your weird cooking. We removed that though.
right. Was that I can't remember if that was immediate or not, but yeah. So you're not terribly concerned about oil, or you?
Not really. It's fattening, I think, and that's
Okay.
my only reason to avoid it. It doesn't bother me. There was a while back when I was having regular asthma problems. Oil seemed to make I would seem to vomit some, and there'd usually be a bit of an oil sheen on it when I was having problems. But that seems to have gone away too.
Okay. Um, are are there any other factors that might have caused this change? Like
I did do some at the gym for a while, but as lazy as I am, that petered out pretty quickly, and it didn't. I didn't have negative effects from stopping the formal exercise. I don't think that contributed much to it. I was quite skeptical and would prefer to think that it was something else, so I could return to eating animals because I like how they taste. But can't seem to think of any. Can't seem to find any other
yeah.
reason or anything else to base the change on.
So I think maybe we've had some vitamin D. Is it,
I kind of forget and don't take that often. I'm supposed to. I don't know.
okay.
Most of the time, I take one capsule. I think it's 1,000 milligrams every
Uh-huh.
week.
I guess we take B12 because we're vegan now or something, but
Or eat dirt.
or eat. Yeah, that's what you do in your spare time. Kidding. And
Where is he?
so I had for some of my changes in health, someone brought up, do you eat gluten-free now? And I was kind of thinking, yeah, I don't really have anything around my meat now since I don't have meat, so I don't have bread. But what's your relationship with gluten?
I had been gluten free when I was having asthma problems because it did seem to contribute to them. I had been also tested, and it was recorded as a asthma trigger for me. Not as severe as common household dust. It was marked as the top one. I don't know what. Maybe there's uncommon household dust, but anyway, gluten was on the list. But after the asthma problems seemed to disappear from going vegan, I tentatively added a little bit of gluten back in, and then a little more, and then I eat like a box of pasta every other day. So basically, I'm back into lots of gluten, and hasn't affected my asthma at all. It's been for quite a while since I started back into gluten, so it doesn't seem to be bothering me now.
Maybe I should ask this, but how long have you been symptom-free for asthma?
About 6 months.
Okay. Okay. That's basically same as my asthma. I was estimating a little bit longer, but about 6 months sounds right. So, what have you tried before this for dealing with your
A
asthma?
lot of things. Like I said, albuterol, salbutamol, a CPAP machine with HEPA filters, whole room filters to just remove dust and other triggers. I had another asthma medication that for the life of me I can't remember the name of right now. I had caffeine, it was one of the more effective ones. Had energy drinks and then coffee and then sometimes energy drinks, changed around different things. Ended up with, I found individual caffeine anhydrous tablets, and they were a good and effective method of temporarily relieving asthma symptoms.
Regarding any things that didn't work, I guess
Things
you brought
that
up
didn't
gluten.
work. Well, there's a million natural home cures and things. I was told that everyone has their magical cure for it, but
Okay.
Most of those didn't work. I don't know, a lot of ridiculous things. Everything from honey that's grown locally to I don't know. It's ridiculous the amount of things I tried.
Yeah, that might be more. Uh, if we're dealing with allergies, maybe that's more allergy triggers. It's more
Some of that
relevant
is
for other
more
things
related
besides
to allergies,
dust.
but it didn't seem to help my allergies either.
Okay,
But
so
I have heard it works for some people.
okay, so maybe that's dealing with the trigger instead of the underlying asthma, or
I would think so, if anything, but it didn't do a very good job of dealing with the trigger either.
and okay. What anything else you can think of on that end? What factors led you to try this approach?
You?
Uh, okay, what?
Insistent and constant nagging and lots of YouTube videos about the positive benefits of veganism.
Okay.
Mainly it seemed to be
Did I actually tell you that? Oh, yeah, this can fix you on.
No, no, not at all. You were just this is just veganism. It's great, and you should be doing it, and all these reasons not to like. Mainly it seemed you're always ranting on about cardiovascular disorders and I don't know something like that.
I have my own reasons, and one of the things that
Animal
I was
rights
thinking
activists.
of, I don't. Anyway, I think I appreciate the advice I got from people who are also, for the most part, animal rights activists. But I think it's just kind of wanting to justify my behavior. It's what I had in mind at the time. But but nagging anyway. This is about. I'm the interviewer. I don't need to be adding my opinions on this. So you. Or there were some more convincing things than others that, or you just
regarding what? To try it?
Yeah, is it like, oh well, I don't have to be convinced. I'm desperate and I'll try
I was
anything?
open to trying anything because I tried it. It honestly, I was rather convinced it was just the most ridiculous thing as all the other ridiculous things I'd tried. But I tried it for a while and it seemed to have actual effects as opposed to other things, and some things had effects, but it would be short effects. For a week you felt better, and I think that's very justifiably blamable on a placebo effect. You're like, hey, this might be working, but then after a week it's not really working. You wonder, did it ever actually work? Whereas this seemed to have very, very noticeable, very measurable, very continuing and reliable effects.
Yeah. Just thinking back, another thing. Is there any? I guess we brought this up. You brought up you've tried a little bit of animal products back. I was thinking another factor. Maybe it's just like the balance of omega-3, omega-6 that we actually pay attention to. Things like that might.
I have to go on a pork chop binge and make sure my omega-3 and 6 are in the right ratio.
Yeah, I don't. I just kind of wonder. Putting that out there and being open and honest about this is more useful to people probably. So we do concern ourselves with that. You watch that, but you've tried meat, so
with limited success.
Okay, so I don't really have anything to add with that one, but it's a thought. I guess this is. Carrying on with that, how open are you to experimenting and identifying in more detail the causes of your condition instead of just like all animal products or something? So
I'm quite open to maybe introducing some back, mainly to experiment with. I don't think there's any healthy ones that I can actually think of and I could justify as, well, I'm eating this because it's healthy, but I can definitely see myself rationalizing away, well, it doesn't directly hurt me really soon. I mean, maybe it affects me in the long run or something, but I can still breathe and eat these things, so I could probably justify trying to eat certain things that I enjoyed previously, at least in small amounts on rare occasions.
Mm-hmm.
But as a general rule, I'm intending on remaining vegan.
Just kind of generally vegan. Is that because of other warnings about other health issues, or is this because it's basically
I shouldn't be
asthma?
concerned about cardiovascular and all these other things. They're all real. I'm certain there's definite threats, but I'm basically too apathetic to care. But breathing seems to affect you more directly. You don't think, oh, I feel my arteries hardening, but then you notice when you're not breathing, it's just noticeable. When you can't inhale, it's more directly noticeable, and simply because of being more noticeable, it has more of a direct effect on me in my interest in maintaining my ability to breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, my arteries are probably hardening as we speak, but anyway, I don't notice it.
I doubt it. I think you're doing a lot better than most people. So, yeah. I don't think I read that one. Anyway, does your diet make you feel out of place, left out, defective?
Yes,
or,
kind of left out,
or
mainly when I'm
maybe intelligent? Or
maybe
I just throw that one in there.
No, not necessarily. I don't know. Maybe it's not like any more intelligent, just slightly more educated, just been made aware of more information. Don't know that that's the qualification of intelligence. As far as like sticking out, standing out, that's a definite. You go anywhere where other people are eating and everyone's eating fried chicken and you're the guy with the salad, you're obviously going to stand out.
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely some standing out, maybe some mild embarrassment, I'd even dare say, but not enough to justify not doing it. Maybe just like skip eating or something if it's going to be that awkward. But
Nah.
I don't know. I'm pretty fat. I could lose to you some weight anyway.
Yeah,
so.
you've done enough fasting here recently. So, yeah. Anything? I mean, is this? Does this diet make you feel like this is? I'm a little bit better for it because I understand it, or is it like you're out of place and you want to fit in, or is there anyone more dominant there? Or?
I don't know. There's a definite interest in fitting in. I don't think I'm really looked at or criticized like, oh, he just thinks he's so much smarter with what he's doing. If anything, people seem to be concerned, where are you getting your protein comes up a lot, so that seems to be a popular question. I don't know.
Do you like getting that question, or do you not like it?
It is kind of comical, it's kind of fun, but it does get old.
Okay. Anything else?
Not really,
Okay.
You've pretty much covered it.
Are there any other details of your experience that you might think would be relevant to a person who is in the position you were in?
I can't guarantee it'll work for you. It certainly worked for me, but
Yeah.
I would definitely guarantee that you should try it. I would totally recommend you need to try it for a while, at least see how it affects you.
Yeah, sounds like a good benefits to drawbacks ratio.
Depends on how much you like pork. I'm very fond of pork. I don't know. If you can survive no meat and no ice cream and no cheese for a while to see if you could breathe, if you're having major asthma problems, it's definitely worth trying, because if you have the same effects, it would be beneficial in the long run by far.
Yeah, I was surprised. You kind of turned to me and asked me if you thought going vegan would help your asthma, and I said I don't know. And how can we have an answer? This is just an anecdote. But I guess one other question: is it possible that your conclusions might be biased by a concern for animal welfare or anything like that?
Yes, they're biased. I'd hope that I could still justifiably kill animals and still have good results. I don't know. I don't think that in any way I'm biased for, oh, this is the cure to asthma because I want to help other people save animals. I don't know. I've had a lot of fun target practicing with little birds and other things. I'm quite fond of killing things. I can't say I'm in any way concerned with saving animals.
That's whenever I first came on veganism, it's like there's a lot of people and they're really concerned about animals, and then they're telling me these things, and it seemed a little bit like, okay, maybe you're breeding things in because you want them to be there or something.
Because we
but
want to save animals? No.
Yeah,
You're supposed to hit the gas, not the brake, when there's something small on the road.
Okay, that joke might be useful for people who are concerned about vegan bias or something. I don't need you to isolate yourself from
The rest of humanity.
the rest of humanity. On both sides.
I'm doing it just fine
any
without your
argument.
help.
I thank you for that usefulness of that statement. Didn't want to force you to go there or anything. But,
I would quite willingly.
But thank you. So push K.
I don't think you want to press K. Yeah,
V?
V seems better.
Oh, is it even hovering on that? Stop.